that you share with us about how many nights do you think you've gone to sleep hungry in your lifetime?
I was in the streets for over a year and a half.
So a year and a half without a place really to lay your head and without enough food to eat. How did you find yourself in that situation?
Actually, I was put out because my mother had made the choice between her boyfriend and me. He said he goes, but I go. So she said he goes. So I was put in the streets.
During that time in your life, a year and a half, did you go hungry long enough that you lost weight?
Yeah.
How much?
I lost over 100 pounds.
And where were you sleeping during that time?
Playgrounds, dirt, the woods, anywhere that I could crawl under and basically hide.
Well, just share with us in that desperate time, what was it that gave you hope and kept you going? What was it that maybe even kept you from taking your own life in that miserable situation during those difficult months?
I did a lot of talking. I would talk. People say that you see somebody out there on the streets walking around and why are they talking to themselves? Why are they talking to themselves? And I was that person when people saw me walking around. But I wasn't talking to myself. I was talking to God. What do I do next? Is there food in that trash can? Is there food in that dumpster? You know what I mean? Where am I going to sleep? You know, what does tomorrow bring? You know, my grandfather told me to pray, and continue to pray, and that's what got me to the alternative to alcohol or drugs.
So you sometimes would dig food out of trash cans and dumpsters to eat?
Absolutely. Wouldn't think twice. Had to eat.
Well, who or how was it that kind of things started to turn around for you after those horrible days and nights, a year and a half? How did God finally answer your cries to Him?
I was in back of an apartments that my wife lived in. And I was back there, and I was laid out, and she brought her nieces and nephew back to the playground, and she happened to find me. She picked me up, took me home, she cleaned me up, started feeding me, and when her mom would leave, she would come out and get me and break me in and clean me up. And that's how it started. When I was actually coming off the streets, I wasn't really strong enough. She would have to come and get me and have to put me back there. That's how it started.
And all of that was a little over 20 years ago.
Yes.
And eventually, the two of you, out of her compassion for you originally and looking out for you, eventually you found something in her, or maybe not eventually, maybe immediately, but she found something in you as well that you loved, and you guys got together and you've been married for almost 20 years now.
Yes. We've been together 21 years.
21 years.
Stepmom that I tell you about, I just got finished doing her operations. I go over there and take care of her, feed her, whatever I can do. Because like you said, the Lord, they had to send me anyway, but the prayers, they came through. I love you.
Stand up so we can see. I really don't know who all these food bags are going to, but there will be people like Dimitri. Sometimes intact families are just falling up on hard times, sometimes single families, single parents. It's more blessed to give than it is to receive. Amen? like to share? If you do, that's fine. If you don't, we'll get out early.
I'd like to say if you can help, because any chance I get to help, as long as the Lord gives me the strength, I do. So either use it, or everything you can do for somebody helps the next person. And I never trusted anybody. My wife showed me that I can trust, and I put my time in. And every chance I get to help somebody, I help them. So if y'all can do one thing, go outside and pat somebody on the back for them doing a good deed. Anything you can do helps.
By the way, April and Dimitri are already some of the ones signed up going to serve in Trenton the second Saturday of this month, and we're looking for a few more if you'd like to be one of those who helps there. Sometimes it's food, sometimes it's money, sometimes it's going there in person and just being there and putting your arm around somebody.